Good morning. Yeah, I waited till 2:22. I noticed in one of my videos that I did at 2 o'clock. It still shows the day before, and I thought it was 2 o'clock was the cutoff point. I don't know what the cutoff point is anymore. But anyway, I waited till 2:22 to do the video, even though I actually woke up about 11:30 the first time, and then I dozed. And anyway, and here I am. And the title for this video, which, by the way, I wrote, it's the one that I wrote before I wrote either of the last two blurbs that I've done. So it's actually, a few days old. And the title is a question: will my local friends return as friends? It appears to me that many in my local community have pretty much abandoned me. I know many of them have bought into the legal lie that what you resist persists. If that's true, and I believe it is, they think the predicament with my home is directly related to my refusal to simply allow the criminal bankers to steal it. Of course, some of my friends don't see it as stealing, since to them, material objects don't matter. If I was destined to be homeless, and I resist that lesson, I am not being spiritual to them. As I've said before many times, if I end up homeless, I want to be dead. Forever. Any contact I would have with the one we call God would not be a happy connection. It would not be a homecoming. It would be the ultimate slap in the face to a man who has felt the call of God to ministry since childhood. Again, I wrote that a few days ago. After not the last video or the one before, but right after the one before that, 3 videos ago. So it's a little bit old, but it's not old because the situation hasn't changed much. And I'm going to read a comment from yesterday's video, which seems to have disappeared. I noticed before I started this that some of the comments that were on YouTube yesterday aren't there this morning. They've removed them. Somebody's removed them. So I don't know if this was one of those comments or not. But in any case, it could have been a Facebook thing, and it might still be there, so I'm not sure. But in any case, here's a comment. This is my comment to a listener from yesterday's video. Who, if not God, is responsible for creation? Has it not already gone on far too long? Has there not already been enough suffering? I have loved God all my life, and I've had a sense of godly purpose as well. I am alive because I believe since childhood that God sent me to help bring his kingdom into manifest form on earth. As I see it, God also has to deal decisively with the cabal, since only God is fully equipped to do that. Many, including me, will play our roles. Indeed, as I've watched over the past year, my numbers dwindle, and there are other aspects. I mean, my health was bad for a good while, which lost some people, and then there were people. I had a very short fuse with people that were being critical, and if they were overbearing, I blocked them, and some of them would come on and create brand new accounts again and again and again. They were just created that day or the day before, and they make a negative comment, they're gone. I mean, I don't even mess with them. It's spam, and I don't mess with it. I don't deal with it. But what has really, really hurt me is some of the people that I've worked closest with have seemingly abandoned me completely, including people that I've done videos with, which is ironic as well. Now, I don't consider my friend from Greece in that category. in this moment, I forgot his name. Isn't that something? But I also want to add that I've been part of a group for a number of years where we actually talk about this. I'm just going to say Claudia's group. And in that group, we actually talk about the world situation openly. And I guess we're all pretty much, those that have been regulars are pretty much conspiracy theorists and paying attention to what's going on in the world and aren't afraid to talk about it. That particular group is still friendly toward me, and I still feel a connection with them. So I haven't lost all of my local friends, but the ones in the spiritual communities that are connected to unity points of view or new thought points of view, what you resist persists, and they see me as some kind of a demonic entity or somebody that's very, very deceived or standing up for rights and stuff like that, as I indicated in the blurb. I don't understand this. I probably will never understand it. It doesn't make sense. It's not true in the legal sense, as I said in the blurb. If you do not resist these charlatans, these criminals that operate as lawyers and bankers and politicians, if you do not resist those that promote evil from high places and high levels of government involvement, if you don't resist them, they will run roughshod, and they have run. I mean, I have personal friends that have lost their homes, and if they had stood up for themselves, they at the very least would have been able to keep their homes longer, if not kept the fight going as I've done. I mean, I'm still in my home. I mean, it's been challenged for 10.5 years plus, but I'm still here. I'm still living in the home that was a church where we used to have meetings where some of the same people that I'm talking about now used to come to my meetings. And we would show videos of some of the things that were going on in the world, David Icke videos and other videos that pointed out some of the blatant hypocrisy of the political spectrum. And it is blatant hypocrisy. It's not what it appears to be. But again, there's the head in the sand mentality among many people in the spiritual community that what I talk about makes them extremely uncomfortable, and I think that's a huge reason why some of my numbers of viewerships have gone down. Now, I'm going to post this video in particular on some of the Facebook pages of some of my friends that I feel have abandoned me. Maybe not a lot of them, but a few of them. A few of the ones that are perhaps more significant than others in pushing this point of view. That somehow Ron is deceived and Ron is wrong for not just letting them steal his house and going wherever God would open a door for him to go. And I am willing, as I've said in other videos, to move from this house, but I want reasonable compensation for that move. I'm not going to, they're going to have to kill me if they're going to try to take it for $100, which is the con that they pulled several years ago, 6 years ago. They pulled this con of putting an ad in some paper that I never saw, and then had a sheriff's sale and bought it for $100. They ran the ad for 2 weeks. I'm told that they are supposed to run it for 6 weeks, but they didn't do that. They don't follow their own rules, even when they do something. But they need to notify me when they're doing that, not put it in some place that I will never look at it. So this irks me. It bothers me. It's why I keep mentioning it here and there, and it's why I'm doing this video. I ask again for your prayers, and I would like to see some of my friends that have forsaken and abandoned me come back and realize that what I'm doing is not just for me, but it's for everybody that's been unduly taken advantage